All right. Welcome back, everybody. Boy, do we have quite the story today. A story full of love, deceit, hurt. So come along with me on this ride and let's get reading. And here we go. Coming out of r/infidelity. Today's OP, aka original poster, goes by the name of u/fudgemost4317, titled Dealing with a Very Confusing Mess, Seeking Advice. Posting on a throwaway. I'm sorry for the long post, but if anyone could take the time to read it and offer advice, I'd be extremely, super grateful. I've
24F.
been in a relationship with my partner, 24M, for almost 5 years. We've lived together since late 2019. To say that I love and adore him doesn't do it justice. I know I'm young and it sounds silly, but that's just how I feel. I absolutely love him from the bottom of my heart. I've never felt so strongly about someone before, and that might be due to the fact that most of my past relationships have been abysmal or abusive in some form or another. But cheating was never an occurrence. I genuinely love him. I want to spend the rest of my life with him, but everything has been thrown into question. Anyways, much to my humiliation to admit this, he's attempted to cheat on me about 7 or so times in the past 6 months. Whether it being soliciting sex from strangers online, to sending lewd messages to his ex, it's never,
To my knowledge,
ended up in an actual hookup.
we live together. He's unemployed. I study at home. COVID is still very much a thing here, so he hasn't left the house at all that much. And if so, I'm usually with him.
But it hurts all the same. I've always caught him out before something happens. I've always found something on his phone and confronted him about it. I don't know how I know, but it's just a gut feeling. If I may interject here, it looks to me like there's a pattern going on over here. So I think that along with your gut, you probably subconsciously see the signs when he's about to do something shady. That's just my 2 cents anyway. And back to the story. For the sake of transparency, we were in an open relationship up until the start of last year. He had another partner that he had been dating longer than me. Okay. Well, this adds a whole new dimension to this. This all changed when he realized I was about to leave because I decided that this arrangement was no longer for me. I thought I'd just
Get used to it.
over time, but that time never came. He pulled a complete 180 on me after we came back from a trip with friends. He broke down crying, telling me that he doesn't love his partner anymore because they treat him poorly, that he wants to be with me and leave his partner so it can just be us. I wasn't particularly accepting of it initially. I wanted to leave. I'd fallen in love with someone else. My partner was aware of him from the start, and the guy I'd fallen for was aware of my situation too. So for the sake of our lease, our financial situation, and that I still loved him deeply, I stayed. I cut off all contact with the person I had feelings for, and it hurt like hell. He broke up with his partner a few days later. I asked him off the bat if our relationship was going to be monogamous because that's what I wanted, and he wholeheartedly agreed. I set clear boundaries from the start. No hookups, no sexual messages, no emotional cheating, nothing of the sort. And then a few months later, it starts. Soliciting sex from strangers online, hookup apps, entertaining lewd messages from his ex who tried to hit him up, all of that. All purely sexual interactions with no emotional aspect. It all ended the same. I'd confront him, he'd scream, yell, hit things, cry, drone on about his trauma and why he's a horrible person, yada yada, whatever. He told me that he's being selfish and impulsive and hasn't had anyone in his life like me before, and how all of his exes have left him with trauma.
I can attest to it. I know most of them personally, and they're not great partners.
And he's scared of and unfamiliar with someone who's so committed to him, but he doesn't want a future with anyone but me. That I treat him with love, patience, and kindness that he's never felt before, and that he really needs to appreciate me more and do the right thing. Oh dear. I sense a very big web of deception being weaved. I cried. I begged on my knees for him to stop doing this to me. All of that. I've been housebound on and off from how badly this is affecting me. I'm already struggling with PTSD, depression, chronic insomnia, potentially undiagnosed ADHD/autism, anxiety, among other things. He struggles with some really heavy trauma with his parents. his father especially, and the porn and marijuana addiction. He's never really had a relationship with anyone in his life that wasn't both stable and loving. As someone from the outside looking in, and by outside I mean like tens of thousands of light years outside, it sounds like you both have a shit ton of mental health issues that needs to be worked out. But hey, this is just coming from a spaceman who's out in the darkest, deepest depths, with nothing but his spaceship to keep him company. So who am I to judge? We both have our own therapists and we see them monthly. We both bring up what's going on in them as well. The thing that makes this more confusing is that he does try to do the right thing, but it's a question of if he's gonna find another method again. He's cleared all of the porn accounts off his private Twitter and his phone in general.
After I caught him after he'd used old NSFW photos of his ex and had a complete breakdown over it.
The accounts and the apps that he's cheated with,
And has gone out of his way to show me to prove it.
he messaged his ex ages ago, telling them that he's not interested in any lewd conversations or photos or anything of the sort, which he's stuck to and I've checked. The word them. Does this imply that he has messaged multiple exes? Or maybe it's a pronoun thing. I don't know. Probably a pronoun thing. I always try and appreciate his efforts to do better, and he always tells me not to thank him. He just wants to do the right thing and be more mindful of not giving into impulses and not hurting me anymore. I want to have faith that he'll stop, but 7 attempts is just... I don't know what to say. I think I know what to say. You fighting a losing battle. He blurted out in the last confrontation that he wasn't emotionally attached to me because I tried to leave once and caught feelings for someone.
Before we were exclusive, when we were in an open relationship, he wasn't faithful to me, and I asked if it was okay beforehand multiple times, and he convinced me that he was fine with it until he wasn't.
And all that of his exes have fucked him up so much that he couldn't emotionally attach anymore, and that's why he did it. Oh man, I don't even know where to begin with this. From an open relationship to an exclusive relationship, along with all the mental troubles you both have, to say that this is a bumpy road before you even started this exclusive relationship would be a massive understatement, in my humble opinion. I broke down and told him that I'd broken someone's heart to prove my loyalty to him. It was the worst thing I've ever done to another person, and I'd never, ever look at anyone else because all I wanted was him. He eventually calmed down and told me that he didn't mean it, and he broke down like I'd never seen him do before. He sobbed and hugged me for ages. Recently, he liked some porn on his private Twitter that was about anonymous hookup fantasies. I went off at him, and he unliked it, and we had a conversation about it. I want this to work, more than anything. I want things to get better, and get better in the right direction, but not at my expense. I want to have faith in him to be honest. I want to stop hurting so hard. This is genuinely ruining my life and adversely affecting my health. I'm so afraid that it's going to keep happening. I feel like such an idiot above everything for enduring this shit. I don't want to leave, and if I did, I couldn't due to our financial situation and our lease agreement. I haven't been able to open up to anyone I know out of the shame and humiliation. I genuinely don't know what to do. Damn, OP, this is a crazy story. It's obvious that you want to make a change, and he either just can't and won't, or is just so mentally far gone that he can't wrap this around his head. It's good you both are going through therapy, but I think he needs a lot more serious work. Maybe even couples therapy. But after everything that was shared in this story, who knows if that will even work. At the end of the day, you can't change anybody. As much as we wish that we could, they will have to want to change themselves, and only then will you be able to help. And it sounds like your man either does not want to or just isn't able to change right now. And on that note, let's get some feedback from the community. First up from Throwaway 4444411111. This person is not good to you, does not act like they care about you or respect you. Maybe he won't do it again, but even if he doesn't, after 7 times, do you really think you'll ever be able to trust him? And if not, are you really willing to spend the rest of your life like this? He needs serious help that only an outside trained professional can provide. You can't save him or change him, sweetie. That's what I'm saying. Followed up by Honest Illusions. I am totally confused. You both have serious issues. Look, it's time to leave this guy and get your mental state in order. Your BF is the source of your unhappiness and problems. Remove him. You think you love him, and maybe on some level you do, but he's not going to ever be a good partner for you. He has sex issues. Until he is able to deal with them, he's not going to be monogamous and will always be looking for women to hook up with. He will cheat. I hope you've learned from your quote-unquote open relationship mistake and won't foolishly go down that path again. Leave him, get your life in order, then find a better man. 2 solid comments there. Right on the money if you ask me. And let's wrap this up with these final few comments. From Affectionate Wheel 386. First off, you're never responsible for another grown adult's financials. I don't care what they make you believe. You're not. Secondly, don't blame. You cannot have an intimate relationship with somebody when you're in an open relationship. You can screw them, but it will never develop emotionally. There's not enough trust. Do what you need to do for yourself, not him. Followed up by Just Saying 1981. Once it's opened, it can't be closed. You started off on the wrong foot. I think you knew it was wrong too, and now you want to change the rules when he doesn't. The only thing you can do is go and treat this as a lesson learned. Very well said, Just Saying 1981. And our last comment for this story from Sienna Bronze. You are deeply in love with an unstable, unemployed, emotional, unstable, porn addiction, 7 times attempted to connect with other woman cheater who will continue to cheat while blaming you that you never loved him. You begged him on your knees to stop. He never stopped. What has he done to keep you happy and to build trust? Nothing. Does he help financially? No. Is he faithful and trustworthy? Hell no. This is not love. He's only using you until he finds someone better. You're his caretaker, not his lover or partner. You're his mom, nurse, maid, cook, emotional support. So who's looking after you while you're busy working, cooking, cleaning, and taking care of his needs while he's actively seeking other women behind your back? Think about this. Do you want this life with him? Well, looks like we're in general agreement here. You need to get out of this, OP, and you need to work on yourself first before anything. Maybe after you get your mind right, you can start a relationship on the right foot, not this open, then closed stuff. And with that being said, I must bid you adieu. Thank you all again so much for joining me in this little story time. I really do hope to see you again. Please comment below if you've ever been in a situation like this, or have a friend that's been in one. I'd love to read about it. Anyway, time to move on. If you could be so kind to hit that like button, I'd greatly appreciate it. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button too. Man. CB signing off. 07.